In today's episode, we're outside Kidderminster Police Station, and what unfolds is genuinely shocking. A plainclothes detective appears unfamiliar with the very laws she's meant to uphold. Powers are misused to threaten an arrest over nothing more than a camera. A request to make a phone call is denied. Then comes 5 hours in a cell without any charge, followed by officers citing legislation that hasn't even been valid since 2010. And unbelievably, this is the same police force that has already lost a lawsuit to the very man they've just detained. This isn't just poor policing. It's a complete breakdown. What you're about to see may be one of the most troubling cases I've ever examined, and that's no small claim. It only gets worse from here.
Hi. I noticed you were following me. Is there any reason?
Is there a reason why you're filming?
Yes.
Okay, what's that then?
Why are you following me?
Why are you following you? Why are you filming?
Sorry?
Why are you filming?
Police officers.
Yeah.
Shoulder number? I didn't see it. 1527, and you are?
I'm also at the police station.
Shoulder number?
Why are you filming?
Shoulder number?
Why are you filming?
Shoulder number.
That's your question.
Are you a PC?
No, I'm a DC.
Okay, you're a DC, so you need to give me a shoulder number.
My card number's 926.
Thank you. Is there any reason why you're following me?
Is there any reason why you're filming?
Yes.
Okay.
But why are you following me?
Because you're filming.
Because I'm filming, you
you're
following
filming
me?
the police station, yes.
The officer's first answer is an admission. He's filming, so they followed him. That's it. That's the entire reasonable suspicion. No description on the radio, no call from the public, no crime in progress, just he had a camera. Pace Code A is very clear on this. Reasonable suspicion has to be objective. It has to be tied to the specific person and tied to a specific power. O'Hara v. Chief Constable, 1997. Suspicion has to be more than a hunch and more than a hobby. He was filming a building isn't suspicion. It's photography, which is legal.
We're police officers.
All right.
We're walking around and we saw you filming from Broomfield into the backyard.
Okay.
It was the road.
It was public land. I did not go to the back. Let's make it very clear. So, public land.
Is there a reason why you're filming through the back gate?
Is there any reason?
Yeah, is there a reason?
Yeah, just to film.
To film what? What's...
Just making a video of the police, that's it.
And where did you put the video? What's it?
Am I being detained, guys?
No, I'm just asking questions.
Am I free to go?
No.
No, not at the moment.
So I'm being detained?
Information from
I'm
yourself.
asking you questions.
No. Am I being detained?
Well, asking questions about why you're filming.
And I just told you. Matters of public interest. I'm making a video of the police. Am I being detained?
You are being detained for questioning, yes.
Here is something every single person watching this video needs to understand. Detention in UK law is not just a word an officer chooses to use. It is a legal state. The moment an officer will not let you walk away, you are detained, and no matter what they choose to call it. They might say it is just a chat or that they are only asking some questions. That language carries no legal weight whatsoever. The only thing that matters is whether you are free to leave or not. If the answer is no, every right that comes with detention applies from that moment. Your right to know the power being used, your right to know the grounds for it, and your right to silence that I in practice. Officers in this country sometimes use soft, friendly language to keep someone talking long after they should have walked away. So before you say a single word, ask the only question that matters. Am I free to leave? And let their answer tell you exactly what your situation actually is.
Which section you detain me out
I
there?
have just watched you walk to the front of the police station and film inside that police car.
Correct.
Okay? So we are asking you why you are doing that.
I need to tell me which section you detained me under.
No, I've given you enough.
No.
You've got two uniform colleagues.
Yes.
We've given you identification.
You're the detaining officer?
So we've told you who we are.
Yeah.
I'm DC 926 Joanne Bills. What is your full name and my office?
All right, hang on. Okay, I've heard what you said. I heard absolutely everything.
What is your name, please?
Let me just respond to her 1 second, yeah? I've heard everything you said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you the detaining officer, and which section are you detaining me under?
I'm detaining you under the Terrorism Act at this moment in time.
Which section?
Okay. Please give me your name. Are you fine to give me your name and address? Because the next step is to arrest you.
Section 43 of the Terrorism Act 2000. Listen carefully, because this is where the situation breaks down. Section 43 is a stop and search power. It allows a constable to search a person they reasonably suspect of being a terrorist, specifically for evidence connected to that suspicion. That is the extent of the power. Nowhere in the section does it require a person to provide their name, address, date of birth, or any other personal details. If those are being demanded as part of this specific power, then that is not something written into the legislation being relied upon. The key issue is the threshold for using it in the first place. Reasonable suspicion of being a terrorist is a very high legal standard. It cannot be met simply because someone is standing outside a public building with a camera. That a camera alone does not create reasonable suspicion under Section 43.
It's as simple as that.
Hang on, okay. Which section?
Are you failing to give me your name and address?
Officer, listen to what I'm saying.
She's
Which you need to tell me which section you detained me under.
I have asked you. You are acting suspiciously.
Okay.
I have a reason
I want
to
to.
question you.
Don't
about,
worry, yeah.
I have a reason to question you about it.
Yeah.
You don't need to challenge me. Just simply give my colleague your name, your date of birth,
Okay.
and then we can find out more as to.
All right. Okay. At the moment, I need to know where I'm standing. Yeah. I am detained by a police officer. Okay. I'm not free. Hang on. Let me finish. I'm not free to go. You said you're detaining me under the Terrorism Act. I'm asking you which section are you detaining me under? That's it.
Look, are you refusing to get? Simple as this. Okay, you've got two options. Give us your details, or you get arrested.
So, do I have to give you my details?
Yes.
And here comes the threat. Give us your details, or you'll be arrested. What she has just said does not have a basis in Section 43 of the Terrorism Act. That section contains no requirement to provide your name or address, and no automatic power of arrest simply for refusing. The power that does involve giving details is Section 50 of the Police Reform Act, but that applies only in specific circumstances involving a uniformed officer dealing with suspected antisocial behavior. Filming in itself is not antisocial behavior, and in this case the officer is not acting in that uniformed Section 50 context. So, what you are seeing is not a misunderstanding of the law. It is the use of legal language in a way that creates pressure and compliance, where the legal basis simply does not match what is being claimed.
Under which law?
Under the policing law, if you refuse.
Under what?
If you refuse, I'll simply arrest you. Not a problem. The
Under which law?
Right there, I can take you around.
To give you details,
Yeah.
arrested or to ascertain your address and your name.
The Terrorism Act.
So what we want currently from yourself is your name and date of birth, just to run some checks.
Okay.
To make sure everything's fine. And that's,
all right.
but other than that, if you don't give those details, we're going to have to arrest you
Right.
under the Terrorism Act because you're filming vehicles.
Yeah.
We have no understanding of why you're doing that. And by arresting, if you don't give details.
All right. Okay. I am filming. Yeah. Around the police station. Yeah. I did not. I was all on public land the whole time. Hang on. Let me finish. The whole time. Okay. I am filming. I'm not denying this. I told you I'm filming matters of public interest. I'm making a not a movie, like a video about the police. It's very difficult to make a video.
Making a video about the police while you're filming personal vehicles.
An officer starts asking the auditor why he was filming personal vehicles. You've got to question why this is even being asked in the first place. Filming vehicles in public, including police officers' personal cars, is not a crime in the UK. There's no law that says you cannot record what is visible from a public space. If it is in public view, it can be filmed. Simple as that. So asking, why are you filming these vehicles? Makes it sound like something suspicious is happening, when in reality there is nothing unlawful about it at all. Police officers are expected to understand the law they enforce, and that includes recognizing the public's right to film in public spaces, even if they personally don't like it.
I didn't film personal vehicle, really. I filmed that.
That's the police station, filming personal vehicles, what my colleagues told me.
It's not illegal to film personal vehicles.
No, but you're causing alarm and distress to some people.
No, I didn't. They caused me alarm distress by following me. Let me finish. Okay. Now, I am right now detained under the Terrorism Act. Okay. By this officer. She didn't tell me. Hang on.
And we just want to ask your.
Let me just
name and
finish.
date of birth.
I know you want to. She didn't tell me which section.
You don't need to know the section.
It's not the section.
That's not a piece of legislation we use often. So
Okay.
find the section if you want.
I will tell her
You
which
need to
section.
know it.
I think it's section 43. Make sure it's section 43. Okay, section 43 of the Terrorism Act does not require me to give you my name and address. Yeah, hang on. If you have reasonable... Hang on.
Are you refusing your name and address? Because the next step is simply to arrest
And
you.
the
Simple
code
as that.
and code G is to identify persons, and that will be
If
the
you-
reason for arresting
if you suspect me that-
interview you and to reason why you film.
If you suspect me that I'm a terrorist,
No, because you're refusing to give your name and address.
Yeah, but asking me to...
Asking your personal
Under the
details.
Terrorism Act?
We're asking you your personal details. You're refusing to give them.
I don't
so
have
you'll
to.
be arrested. So, you're under arrest. It's
Okay.
handcuffs, please. Kick off for me. It's now 16:25 hours and you're under arrest. You don't say anything. It may harm your defence if you do not mention when question something which later on in court you could do say maybe giving evidence.
All right.
And there it is. She arrests him on the grounds of causing alarm and distress to officers. There are two major problems with this. First, Section 24 of PACE requires reasonable grounds to suspect that an offense has been committed and that an arrest is necessary. Standing on a pavement with a camera does not meet that threshold. Second, and this is the key point that often gets overlooked, police officers performing their duties are not the type of audience the Public Order Act is designed to protect in the same way as members of the public. The case law is well established on this. Officers are trained to deal with stress, scrutiny, and confrontation as part of their role. So the idea that I felt alarmed because he was filming is not, and has never been, a lawful basis for arrest on its own.
I'm not going to be aggressive, officer.
Just put your hands on your record and I can put it into property brief.
Do you have to put me in cuffs? I can come peacefully.
I don't know who you are.
I'll come peacefully, officer.
I understand that, but I don't know who you are.
What it is, I try not to put on too tight. I'm
Yeah, I understand.
I'm a little bit
Do you want to end your
claustrophobic.
recording first?
Let's put it in there.
What we saw today was a force in disarray. A serving detective who could not cite the correct legal power. A threat of arrest under a section that does not require a name and address. An arrest justified by officers feeling alarmed. A basis that has no lawful standing on its own. 0.5 hours in a cell. A phone call to a dependent denied. A series of decisions that appeared improvised rather than grounded in clear legal authority. When officers correctly apply the law, situations like this are resolved quickly. When they don't, it can lead to unlawful outcomes. And that is the core issue here. Understanding the law matters. It is the only real safeguard when authority is being exercised incorrectly or beyond its limits. What do you think was the most serious issue here? The misuse of the Terrorism Act, the denial of the phone call, or something else entirely?